good salespeople sell features. Great salespeople sell outcomes. Mm-hmm. And really great salespeople sell feelings. Mm. So I pivoted our company and I said, if the only thing you get out of the sales call is that the customer feels better, we've achieved something. Because that gives you the opportunity for another call. People never remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Real Business Roundtable. Shout out to Powdered Toast Man. Today's episode is called Make Them Feel to Close the Deal. I really loved a video produced by the guy from Shark Tank, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Herjavec. He broke it down very simply, and I think the video is amazing. This video highlights the three typical types of sales. If a salesperson knows what they're doing, they're typically going to do three things. And me being in sales-related roles for many years, I agree. I agree with what he's saying. You have the sales folks who sell features, okay? Well, it has this and it has that, and then we'll do this and we'll do that. Yes, you're going to have some people that maybe can, they'll adopt that value that it provides and the features and what it does. But you're also going to have a lot of people that are like, why do I? And that's where the next level of sales professional comes in and actually presents the outcome. These are more advanced, skilled sales professionals who know how to present the outcome, paint the picture, so they can build up in their mind the vision of what's going to happen, okay? And the person logically is like, oh yeah, hey, I want that outcome. Now, the king of all, according to Robert Herjavec, and I agree with him, and you do too, obviously, is selling with feeling. That's why I called this episode, Make Them Feel to Close the Deal. You have to make them feel it. Now, this is the ultimate salesperson. We have the features and benefits or whatever, the features, and then you have the outcomes, which if you present outcomes, people will buy. But when you make them feel that's the next level, the highest level, because people buy on emotion. People will find a way to pay for something if it is involving their emotions. Now, how do you make people feel in a sales situation? You have to literally walk them through the process. They don't necessarily have to close their eyes, but you have to make them feel what it would be like to, let's say, 5x their revenue. Imagine living a better quality life. Imagine paying off your kids, college tuition. Imagine, upgrading your vehicle. Imagine paying off your home. Imagine doing this. Imagine doing that. That is the feeling. So that when you say those things, oh, wow. Okay. Yes, I can relate to that. And that feeling of doing better in life, which you should always try to aspire for or aspire to do and achieve. Those come with feelings. So when you sell, no matter what it is, or in the episode prior, I was talking about like high-end kitchens. You have to make people feel like what it would be like to have that really nice kitchen in their home. Present the feeling.
That is easy because it's their home.
Yeah.
It's easy to kind of, build off of the feeling where they're making an update on their home, but when it comes to software sales, SaaS, right? Data, technology, whatever it is, it's really hard to do that. And one thing I will say, which I feel like the reason why I feel like I'm good with sales is naturally because I go for that more relationship trust build feeling rather than so salesy. I try to get the pitch out of the way as soon as humanly possible. Short, they understand it, done. Sometimes, which has worked for me, is I don't even pitch. I tell them what it is. I send them a Loom video. I mean, a lot of you who are in software probably know what Loom is. I create a Loom video and I say, go watch this video. It'll give you an explanation, because I'm not a presentation person. I don't do presentations. I don't do demos. I don't do all that shit. I talk about the value, the client successes, and I help them understand how it could benefit them, if it can benefit them. And so one thing I try to do is get the pitch and all that shit out of the way. Help them understand. And this is for a salesperson who sells on feeling. Get the sales pitch out of the way. Send them a Loom video. After your first call, you schedule a meeting. In between, send them a Loom video. They see it, they understand it, they know what they're going into with now. Now you can kind of create that relationship. You're not on the camera all stood up. Oh, this is what we have. It's not about that. It's about
fake.
And I personally hate when I get on the phone with people like that. I go, okay. I literally roll my eyes. I'm like, dude, like, okay, all right, what are we doing here?
One of our recent prospects was like that. I was alone with him in his office, and he was talking to me like Mr. Rogers, like putting on a whole.
I hate that.
What the
people
fuck?
Try to act.
I'm like, dude, keep it real. Just fucking let's talk like gentlemen. Like, what is this? Like, come on, dude. I don't respond to stuff like that. But maybe, in his defense, maybe he was a little nervous. I don't.
And well, could be. But when I go into meetings, I don't go in with a ton of especially when I'm pitching. I don't go in with a ton of expectation. I go in very open, kind, just like, hey, what up? He does.
I go in. I'm like, yes. Let's make it happen. But everybody's different.
Yes, that's the goal at the end of the day.
There is a value for Yakub's style, and there's a value for my style.
Yeah.
Because some people like, yo, dude, I'm fucking busy. I don't got time for the riff-raff. I don't got time for you to hide behind the tree and peek and wink at me.
But you have to but those people, absolutely, they're going to drive that conversation. If they see the value in it, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. With other people, there's other people who are just very like, oh, I've done this before and I've been fucked over sometimes. And it's like, listen, I'm a real person on the other side of your phone. If you want to sign up, if you don't, it doesn't really matter. But I'm a real person. Here are the case studies. Here's what we do. Now, let's talk about your business. And I kind of let them open up and talk. And we talk about numbers here and there, and I throw it in there. And realistically, at the end of a call, it's usually who talks first loses. That's normally how that works. But back to what I was saying originally, like, I try to get the pitch out of the way completely so I can get into that more conversational, human-to-human vibe.
Yes.
Because once you're
that's important.
If you're in there and you're all like,
yeah, you got to be a person. You have to be real. You have to be genuine.
I sometimes at the beginning of a call, I'll laugh with someone.
Sometimes I'm too real.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm too real because I'm just kind of like if somebody says something like, okay, I'll give you an example.
I have an example.
I was talking to someone recently, and they were underhandedly I don't know the word They were throwing little jabs, like subtle, like basically insinuating that I possibly don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm like, I said, and you know what's so crazy? 2 huge success stories of mine. This motherfucker knows. This motherfucker knows. And then I went into the whole, like, trying to get them to feel. I said, forget about all that. Imagining 2xing, 3xing your sales within 24 months because you're taking the right measures. Imagine being able to compete with the other people in this area that do similar things that you do. And he was saying or doubting, regardless of the portfolio, regardless of the success stories. Mind you, he personally knows 2 people. Mm-hmm. It was, well, I don't know. But how do I even know this is even going to work? And I'm like, bro. Like,
some people are just
like, but it was, there was a suggestion that I couldn't do it. And I was like, dude, I do this in my sleep. Like, why? I don't get it. That right there, I tried to present that feeling. I said, okay, let me step back. But imagine us doing this. Imagine doing that. Like, the certain side of his business was lagging. And I was like, just imagine if we brought that up to speed.
Yeah.
And he just, again, this isn't always 100%. If you make somebody feel, it's not always 100%. It's very close to making it happen because people buy on emotion. But I've had people so stubborn.
There's some people that you just kind of have to let them
Feel the pain.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And like the other thing too is like sometimes I won't even like, oh, but what if, but in this case you could. I'm almost like, I remember recently, it was someone today or yesterday, wait, what is, it's Monday. So it was someone last week, end of last week, I was like on the phone with them and they were like very like, and I got them to be like, and I got them to say words like, yeah, you're right, which is like one of the biggest wins in like the middle of a sales pitch you can get is like, yeah, you're right. Like, okay, they're warming up. And I'm like, and I would just say something along the lines of like, dude, but imagine doubling that. Like, that's what people do. Imagine that. Like, imagine doubling it. Like, as a friend, as a buddy would. Like, if we're just chatting about something else, I take myself out of the equation. That's a point that I wanted to kind of bang in is taking yourself kind of out of the equation in a way. Like, you're not here selling the product. You're talking to them like they're a friend, like strategic almost. Like, we're both business owners, right? Like, imagine.
And for them to feel, you have to be genuinely, truly enthusiastic.
Yes.
It can't be fake.
No, fake shit you can tell.
You have to believe in your product.
That's a huge thing.
100%. They have to feel that energy. As long as what you do is good and you really believe in it, that and you're conveying it, dude, they can feel that.
Yeah,
and they're just like,
absolutely.
All right, you're pumped.
The amount of times we've gotten where it's like you're really confident. You are like the way that you speak was
because it's real. Because it's real.
Just,
You see people experiencing this, that, and that, and then you're like, hey, no joke, this is that, and this, and here's some examples over here, and that's like an example that they know of. Now they're thinking, okay, if I had that outcome and then that feeling that would come with that outcome, and they're like, this is a fucking no-brainer, right? But if you're just selling features, that's a very baseline, easily objected to way to sell. Usually newbie salespeople will just talk about features. Hey, yeah, this and that. Talk about the outcome, and also, I'm a big believer in outcome-based selling, because if someone's very logical, that outcome will make logic, but then it will lead to the feeling.
But sometimes people make not logical purchases.
Yes.
Like, it's, you know what I mean? like sometimes people just do like stupid.
Like the person I had you follow up with today. Insanity. Pure insanity. We're not going to go down that road.
No.
But holy crap. I was like, what?
You know, I think.
How did they convince?
I don't know. But I think at the end of the day, what it really comes down to, and whenever I train new salespeople, I always say, it's like, genuinely, if you're on the phone, it's about your tone. The way I'm talking right now is the way I talk when I'm on the phone with someone. The way I'm talking when I'm on the phone with someone is the way I talk with my friends. I have a lot of passion for the things that I do. And that passion bleeds into what I say and how I speak when I'm talking to prospects or vendors or whatever it is. It's the same exact thing. It's me as a human. That's who I am. Putting more human and passion into things, people can feel that as humans. They can feel that. And that's how you break into the emotional side. That's how you break into the feels of the sales, right? It's so valuable because you'll be more successful. Whenever I hear, the first thing I look for whenever I listen to a salesperson is, how do they sound? Do they sound robotic? Do they sound confident? Do they, like, and most of the time, unfortunately, they don't. They don't. So, you know, to get to a point where you can sell through, it's weird. I hate saying emotions, but sell through like feels.
People buy on emotion. That's the fact.
I know, but that is the fact. It's like emotion isn't it. It's not emotion. It's like a vibe. It's like a feel. It's like if you can create that environment in the calls and the people that you're talking to on the phone, and you know how to speak in that certain tone in that way with the passion behind it. It's like you'll do. That's how you succeed. That's how you become a great salesperson. Is speaking like that.
Yeah, it's the feelings that will get people typically over that decision-making hump and allow them to take action. But that, I believe, based on my experience, that is fed with certainty. Certainty is very, very, very important. Shout out to Jordan Belfort.
Certainty is important, but at the same time,
He talks about certainty all the time, and he's 100% right. If you see some of his videos, he talks about it. He's like, certainty. You have to be certain 100% before, like, that customer has to be certain at the highest level to make that next decision. He's 100% right.
I want to hear what Jordan has to say about that. About like literally just him talking about how to build certainty, because that's almost like the final boss of sales in a way.
Yeah.
Like building that certainty, because people can move forward without that certainty if they have that, you know, that risk in them.
Well, he calls it being the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, without a doubt, this is the solution. That's what they have to feel.
Yeah.
It's like it's a no-brainer. Like, for example,
like NavGen.
Yeah. Cue the commercial.
God, it is so hard to find roofs that actually need a repair or replacement. I wish there was a better way than sneaking into someone's house.
Bro, what are you doing?
I'm trying to find us roofs that we can replace.
Bro, use NavGen.
What?
Use NavGen. It's where accuracy meets opportunity. NavGen combines AI vision and aerial imaging to find roofs that need repair or replacement in your target area.
Literally like NavGen. Condition-driven lead gen. Stop the fucking guessing.
Yeah.
Stop the fucking wasted money.
Take all the guesswork out. Find opportunities. Identify opportunities that are unknown. Sometimes those homeowners don't even know. Typically.
Now they do.
Now they do. In order to sell your product or service, the customer has to not only understand the features and the outcomes, which is a much better approach, but the highest level of sales expertise and educating and guiding your client towards the right direction is making them feel the outcome, feel the benefit, feel what would
Reel
happen,
in the feel.
what would happen if they were to make that decision. Now, they can only make that decision if they are certain 100%. And in another episode, we will talk about how to build certainty.
That one's a hard one.
To guide a customer towards the right decision.
I feel like I could pat myself on the back as far as being like, and not even just sales in general, but like just being able to like sell someone and like be able to like build, you know, stuff with people and convince them of that. Certainty's fucking hard. That's a tough one.
It is.
Because it's not like you're just like, oh, yes, we're the best.
Yeah, you can't do that. You got to back your shit up. Back it up.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Peace out. See you next week. Next time. Maybe this week. I don't know.